Heyo. Tis nighttime right now. Today we have a regular Asylum 13. I've not really smoked that many of these. The regulars, I mean. I've smoked the Maduro. I think it's what it said on the package. Could have been a different name. Started with an M. But I will say the one that I really, really liked was their Cool Brew. Cool Brew, I think is what it was called. Uh, and it, to me, kind of tasted like mint ice cream. Not much of a taste on the wrapper. What are you doing? Got my dog out here. He's doing something. Don't quite know what he's doing though. Would you quit being weird? Weird noises off in the distance. But the bugs are still chirping, so I mean, ain't nothing near us. It's heavy on the pepper. Would you? Hey, get off that. Is on top of the old fish tank. No, I got a cigar right here. Ow. You're a weird dog. This one's got like a harsher flavor than their others. It's not bad by any means. It's just like a full in your face flavor. Got a bit of the wheat. Oh. Why is your back wet? Hey, you got like a sheen of water on you. Oh. 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 He's digging his claws in. Oh. That was my cankle. Ow. He's trying to climb up me to get it on that chair so he could get on the table. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna fall if you do it. Don't do it. There's water on that table. Oh my goodness. Down. So basically, my dog, likes to get up on this table, which I got the phone on, and survey his surroundings. He watches the neighborhood like that. And it's been very rainy as of late. And so he has not been able to get out here and do his sniffing and stuff. So he's doing it now since it ain't really raining right now, which is the only reason I'm out here smoking my cigar. Down. But I don't want him on the table right now because it's covered in water. He's going to sit down and have water on his buttocks. And then he's going to go in there and sit on my bed and make my bed wet. Yes, you are. Yes. No, no. No. You cheeky little... What? Where are you looking? No. And he got up there. Please don't sit down. I told you it's wet. Back up. Don't try and drink that. Having a dog is like having a toddler. Except for they can jump. Well, I mean, toddlers can jump. Not as well as dogs will. It is always weird to just be out at dark. Like, I'm right here at a light source. There's a light source down there, but it doesn't matter how bright the lights are, they only cover like a small little circle. Everything else is just pitch black. But that's what it is whenever you're not really... Like, this is a cul-de-sac, it's just not really near that many lights. Sometimes I like to come out here and turn off that light and just look up at the stars. I have to be sitting down though. Don't know what it is, but if I look straight up, my balance goes out of whack. Even with the light on right now, I can see some stars. So I bet if I turned it off, I'd see a lot more. But I don't want to do that right now. After letting that sit, that is a very good taste I just got, but I don't know what it is. It was like a mix between bread and a very warm flavor. But I don't know what the other flavor is. I got the hint of wheat, things like that, but there was something mixed in with it. It was really good. I'm actually really enjoying this. Like, I normally get, like I said, their Maduro and their cold brew. And there was one that had a red wrapper. It's very sweet. But it had like, I think, Japanese lettering. I don't know, I'm not good at other language writings. But it had on there different symbols and things. I will say I do like watching those videos online of the people who it's either calligraphy. No, I think calligraphy is something else. I mean, it's a type of writing, but whatever the Japanese version of that is, or it all could just be under calligraphy. I don't know. I like how they do the with the little brush and do the thing. It looks cool. Looks like very fancy writing, but it is pretty. Uh, I got sidetracked. Went down a separate path. Oh, and for those who thought I wasn't serious, the mutton stash is here to stay. I like it. My brother hates it. I will say, however, uh, when I do start sweating when I'm doing stuff outside, like, oh, this becomes just moist. Whereas before I wouldn't even be able to tell because of the beard being there. But, you know, it is what it is. Tonight just feels like it's gonna be just smooth. Oh, but after I do this, I'm going to be going in and live streaming on Twitch at Philip Allday. Uh, I'm going to be live streaming Minecraft. I have recently gotten back into it. I will say though, Minecraft has changed a lot. There's a stem right here, and I'm trying to get it out. Oh, that made it a lot easier. Please don't sit down. Hey, don't sit down. If you go and sit down, I'd rather you do it on the porch. Yes, the porch is still wet, but there ain't standing water. Your beard's all wet, and I don't even know how you did that. I got me a set of night vision binoculars because me and my parents every now and again go Bigfoot and or ghosting. We do a bit of both. So like if there was a Bigfoot sighting somewhere, we'll run up if it's close and see if we can see anything. Um, we ain't done that in a while, but we'd go up to the battlefield. Uh, and we would just drive along the roads at night, because a lot of people have seen stuff. Yeah, I'll tell you now, there was a big cat in them woods, and we about jumped out of our skin, because we had our windows down, was just riding along, and then all of a sudden it started going, and yeah, we had to skedaddle. That that was uh, that was a very naughty kitty cat. They'll tell you they ain't here, but they are. Like, there's been so many sightings here, it ain't funny. And I ain't talking about cryptids anymore or ghosts. I'm talking about just wild cats, not like domestic cats that were released into the wild, but uh, mountain lions, things like that. Like, there was people who had pictures of it just in their backyard, and the game warden or animal control, whichever one, was trying to tell people they ain't here. You ain't got nothing to fear. But like, not far from here, there's people posting videos and pictures online pointing at it, and it's like 15 feet from their screen door, maybe 20, and it's just, those things are here. I mean, there's a lot of mountains in Georgia. They're gonna be here everywhere. And I mean, heck, they was here before all these houses and things were here. So I mean, eventually they're just gonna move back. I think some of them just release them back through here. Why? Don't know. But it would have been nice if they would just come out and say it. Like, there was different people whose pets went missing. It'd be just like the wild dogs around here. Just people release their animals and somebody else's problem. I remember when I was younger, it used to be worse. Like, there was some dogs that would be just all kinds of mean around here. Like, I think they had animal control come get a lot of them, but there was like, for a while there, a pack of Rottweilers that would just circle this neighborhood. No collar. Didn't know if they belonged to anybody, but they would growl and try and get you to run. I started carrying one of them fire pokers, but the end broke off of it, so it's just a length of metal. Because my aunts used to live a couple of ways down, so I'd just walk to their house, visit them. Yeah, my mom was not too happy with me. But I only ever took that journey like maybe 3 times. Andy sits on the table. Yep. Oh, you found the only dry spot there. That or you dried it up with your butt earlier. Hey. How about you get off the table? Yeah. Yeah. How about you get off the table? I'm doing a bit of a longer video because I haven't posted in a long while. And if you've made it this far, hey, thank you. And if you would like to, you ain't got to. I know I said that wrong. Or weird at least. Anyways. I'd very much appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. You ain't got to, but I'd very much appreciate it. And if you could, share. Uh, but, yeah. His tail is all wet. I have a story from when I was younger. That makes me feel like an old man when I say that, but, you know. A lot of the kids online are saying you're old if you're 23. You're a fossil. But I mean, that's what people were saying. Well, my generation was saying about my brother's generation. My brother's millennial. I'm the, like, if I'm correct, Gen Z started in 2000. I'm from 2001 was when I was born. Just before the towers fell. Like it was maybe a week or a month before the towers fell was when I was born. But yeah, anyways, that story I was gonna tell you. I spaced out a little bit. Sorry, the ADD is acting up, which they reclassified that just to ADHD. But I think it's better when it was just ADD and then ADHD was its own thing. Easier to classify, anyways. But So when I was younger, uh, don't remember how old my brother was, but he stood far taller than me. He still does. I'm the shortest. Uh, my brother's the tallest. But I stand at 5'11" or 12. I'll have to check my driver's license. I ain't really kept up with my height. Uh, and I don't really care about it being 5'11" or what. But I think my brother's like 6'3" or 6'4" or 5. Well, I mean, after all the stuff he's put his body through, he's probably shrunk a little. Knowing him, his body's probably compressed a little. So I'd say more so 6'3". Used to stand taller, but welding and carrying heavy things will do that to you, especially carrying it wrong. But anyways, we went into the woods when we was little. That was also the first day I ever had my first monster. Uh, my brother had bought this big old can of like green apple monster. Is back whenever they had cans about this size. I don't know if they have them anymore. Well, it felt like that size, probably about like that if I had one again. But small hands when you're a child. Uh, but I can still remember what it tasted like. Um, but yeah, just we was walking through the woods, back in this old neighborhood. I don't even know what neighborhood it was. I couldn't tell you. Ooh, my stomach's making weird noises. But we were going through the woods, and the quickest way out was when you headed in from behind the houses. There was a path off to your right or left, can't remember. But there was these briar hedges, because it all draped down, and it was like these vines on the ground, but they had thorns that made a triangle. Those things messed you up. But I remember something just started busting through the woods at us. Never saw what it was. All I remember is my brother just picking me up, hauling through the briars, and those briars were tearing me up, but it was probably also tearing him up. Never found out what that was, but it was hauling behind us. Because I could hear my brother tearing through these briar like hedge things, and I could hear a second thing tearing through the woods further behind us, making just a lot of racket. We've been chased out of the woods a couple of times when I was little. Like my brother used to spend all his time in the woods. I was a little bit too scared to go into the woods. Still a little too scared to go into the woods. But that's mainly because I'm a big scaredy cat. I ain't going to deny it. I am. But yeah, we just got chased out. And then one night we had a bonfire going. Nothing real big. It was just a tiny little thing. Me and my brother was sitting by the fire and I was playing with sparklers. But my brother could hear something just in the woods. And I didn't know what. Him and I think my cousin, they heard it and they seen something. But like the fire only made it so far, the light, and you could hear it just circling. We weren't even in the woods at this time. We was in the backyard. So my brother handed me the pack of sparklers and just told me head towards the house, keep lighting sparklers like when they burn down so low. And he said he'd be behind me. And so they had me travel in front of them and both them behind me. Called animal control once we got in the house. Turned out to be this big white dog uh, that had been just in the woods, just living out there. You know, it's funny to me that I've experienced certain things that others in my generation have not experienced. So, I know a lot of people have used VHSs. Uh, for those who don't know what a VHS is think of a big black plastic box, just like that, and it had tape going through it. Not like tape you stick to stuff, but a tape with pictures on it. All right, and you'd put that in the VCR. Think of it like putting a DVD on a DVD player. But I used to watch a lot of old movies when I lived with my grandparents because they had a VCR. Uh, and this VCR, I just remember we'd have to hold the reverse button. That or we clicked it. I can't remember. I remember holding it. Probably didn't have to, but you know, that's just me. I just held down the button. But anyways, I'm pretty sure they still have that VCR. They still got the movies too. I love watching those movies. But that was my first time watching Batman. It was on VCR. And then I remember watching Spider-Man on DVD. And then I remember my uncle burning a CD for me. Uh, my first CD ever. And had a little like disc player that you hooked up headphones to. Had like a little window you could look in and see the CD spinning. Uh, and I'd just sit on the sofa and listen to it. It had Rob Zombie, had Johnny Cash, and a few other songs, but that grew my love for Rob Zombie music. I think it was either, no, it was Dragula, and then later on I listened to uh, Living Dead Girl. And, but my favorite song on it, which was from Johnny Cash, was Ring of Fire. That was my favorite song to listen to. Then I remember my mama looking through a catalog, uh, and there was these little MP3s or whatever they was called, just little square pieces of plastic. You could go online, put music on it. My brother went through a list and just downloaded me a bunch of music. Some music he probably shouldn't have downloaded onto my thing, but I enjoyed it. I'd listen to it on the bus coming home. And then I lost it. I wish I would have kept up with it. That it was nice. But it was just like I think near Christmas and those little catalogs they put out. The catalogs they put out now are a lot different than what they used to be. But I also remember listening to cassette tapes. And for those who don't know what a cassette tape is, think about the VHS tapes, but at a smaller size, just about like this shape. And there's a little player, you'd hit a button, pop open, and you'd slide it in. So, best way I can describe it is if you've ever played Fallout and you know those little hollow tapes, kind of like that. And basically, the way they put them into the Pit Boy, same way you'd put a cassette tape into the little players. Oh. And then I had this little thing that was gotten for me as a little gift. It was this tiny little toy radio, but it actually picked up little radio stations. Didn't know how to turn the stations properly, and so it was stuck on the Mexican radio. But they had some good stuff. That probably fueled my love for mariachi music and things like that. So, I mean, happy little accidents, as Bob Ross would say. And also going to one of my uncles, he had a TV tower. For those who don't know what a TV tower is, basically it's a stack of old TVs. You'd start with one TV. When it went out, you'd put the other TV on top of the other one, and you'd end up with a TV tower. But to a lot of y'all on here, you're probably going to already know what I'm talking about. But that's for those who don't. Also, I can't remember the name of these little packs. My grandparents used to bring home these little packs. It was like a flat little pack, had liquid inside, and you'd take a glass of water and you'd pour one in, and you'd mix it up. I love those things, but I don't know what they were. But there's these, like, about like that size, about that big. You'd shake it, tear the top, or cut it with scissors. You'd pour it in a glass, and then you'd bring it over to the sink, cut it on, and you'd mix it. Those were nice. My favorite thing to do, though, when I was little and over there, uh, we'd run around outside, play in the rain, wash off with a water hose, drink out of the water hose. The water hose was nice. That water was better than the water in the house, even though it all came from the same thing. I don't know, something about the hose water was better. Tasted better, anyways. Except for in the summer, the first bit of water that came out would scald you. I remember one time being sick, and in the winter, I don't know what happened for me to be outside, but my brother hosed me down with a cold water hose. That was, oh, I don't think it was winter, but it was, well, I mean, it always rains, but it was like colder, rainy season. But I mean, that's just what brothers do. They mess with you. Though there is a 8-year difference between me and my brother. It's nice and peaceful out here. Dogs are going off. I will tell you about one thing. Up at my grandparents', I remember sitting on the screened-in porch. uh, so in the early stages of morning or early stages of the night, you could go out and sit on that screened-in door, and you'd hear the coyotes just going all up and down the mountain. Like they were just, I guess they would just get to hooping and hollering. I just remember that scaring the absolute crap out of me. Had nightmares with that stuff. But now I miss it. I miss just sitting out there and being in the dark and just listening to them tear it up out there. This place has changed. There's been so many trees knocked down just for a highway to go through. It's something though. One day though, if I can, I'm gonna live in the mountains. I like it up there more than near people. I ain't got nothing against people, it's just I like the privacy of it. I know that it comes with its own set of difficulties and things like that, but I like it a lot more. I remember being in the woods behind one of my old family members' houses, just walking, going past the first building, going out to the back where there was like a barn type building. And I remember seeing this fox just looked like it was on fire. Scared the absolute crap out of me. And I remember seeing it plain as day. It was like sparkling, looked like it was on fire. And I ran back to the house. But that was when I was itty bitty. But I guess that's one of the reasons I didn't like being out in the woods. Because that was the one time I went out by myself. Ran into the house. Told the adults, there's a fox out there. Or something. Don't remember what I said it was. Probably coyote. Or fox. It was big. I know that. But they grabbed the gun and went out to check. They didn't see nothing. What? Does my breath smell that bad? But anyways, I'm gonna hop off here and go in. I'm gonna go play some Minecraft, live stream it. You got terrible breath. And just go and. What do you have? How did you get that wet? I didn't even see you put your head on the table. Why is your ear fluff wet? You know what? Never mind. I just ain't gonna ask. It's not worth asking. Yes. Him, though, I got an interesting little story for y'all. This will be the last story. When Hims was a puppy, we left him in one of the back bedrooms. He tore one of the outlets out of the wall, bit into a cord, fried himself. We didn't even know this happened. We was at work. And, but we got home. Like, he used to be very barky. He wasn't barky after that. Zapped himself pretty good. But he made a full recovery. It was alright. Just probably hurt a lot. We'll say that. Probably did hurt a lot. But to be fair, that's what happens when you bite a live wire. He's a very smart, dumb dog. Like, if that makes sense. He will do the smartest thing sometimes and then turn around and do the dumbest thing. But yeah. He's a good boy. He listens alright. A little bit. Unless he's too invested in something, then he don't really listen too good. But that's why I put him on a leash when I take him outside. He's done a bit better about not barking at the neighbors, though, so that's a plus. Alrighty. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to go inside. Y'all have a blessed day. Go with Jesus. And I'll catch y'all next time.